Good morning. This is Doug Blizzard at CAI. It's 9 o'clock. We're going to start our presentation entitled Maximizing Your CAI Investment. If you can hear me, that's good. If you cannot hear me, please send me a chat on my little chat bar here. Also, if you have questions throughout today, I will be taking them as we go. Just type your question in. We've got everybody on mute today, so we don't hear dogs barking and children crying and whatnot, or disgruntled employees in the background coming into your office if you're in HR. And just type the question and I'll get an answer to you as best I can during this presentation. Also, if you want to view the slides, if you go to your control panel there, you will see the slides down there. And you can take that and download them and follow as I go. Also, I'm recording this, so if you have to drop off for any reason, or you'd like someone else at your facility to listen to this, we will place this out on our website later today. Okay, so let's get started. My goal today, as it always is to help you learn at least one new thing about CAI that you did not already know. I start with this first slide here. We're very proud of this slide. This is our member wall. If you've ever been to our building here, you've seen this great collection of companies up on our wall. We also take a version of this when we go to trade shows. But we have 1,250 member companies. You can see here of all, they're all over the state, all sizes and shapes, all industries. And we're just very honored to work with companies like this. And again, I think it shows kind of the breadth and depth of who we are. So I'm going to start and again, hopefully help you learn one new thing about us. So who are we? Well, really, there's basically three components of CAI. We have our membership function, which when you join CAI, you then get access to all of our membership benefits. I will definitely review those today. We also have our training business where we do hundreds of courses and conferences and whatnot. We'll also review that today. And then we also do consulting for companies, consulting services, recruiting, background checks, etc. We kind of refer to it as kind of the advise, teach, do. As a member, our primary goal is to advise you, to give you tools, to give you virtual coaching and assistance and help you on your way. But there, the intent is you're going to do it yourself. We can also teach you things, and we can also come do things for you. So again, advise, teach, do. We've been around for a few years, since 1963 in North Carolina. I keep saying North Carolina. We are based here. We have an office in Raleigh and Greensboro. Many of our members, however, have locations all over the country. And so we've had to, over the years, get more adept at serving them with questions outside of our state as well. But we definitely focus on companies that are located here. When you join CAI, your company is the member. So you decide, or someone at your company decides, who all can access us. There's no limit. Typically, it's HR teams, it's executive teams, etc., but you decide that. And again, all those people have unlimited access to our membership resources. So it's a great value when you look at the number of people you could have accessing us. Okay, so what do we do? If you're in HR, which I see from my roster here, many of you are, you understand this seesaw here, this continuum, that on the one hand, your job is to attempt at least to lower the compliance risk. Nobody wants the EEOC, or in this picture here, ICE or the Department of Labor showing up. Nobody wants employees filing charges. So part of your job, of course, is to make sure we minimize that risk. At the same time, part of your job also is making sure you have a workplace that, people want to come to work. Well-managed, whether you call it engagement or whatever you call it, satisfaction. Your job is to make sure people are genuinely happy and satisfied at work. And so sometimes these two ideas feel like they're contradictory. And so our job is to kind of come along beside you and help to give you confidence to whether you're trying to comply with something or you're trying to improve morale or reduce turnover or whatnot. We come along beside you with really practical ideas. We are not a think tank. We're not a bunch of PhDs and scientists here. We are all practical HR people. They're trying to help you take an action that you can do and it'll help help you make the next step. So I think that's an important distinction about what we are versus perhaps other resources. We're very practical. Okay. Ooh, we have our first question here. Oh, I'm sorry, my screen was paused. Thank you, Renee, for pointing that out. So I have not gotten far, so I'm still on slide number 2. I'm glad Renee pointed that out. Okay, so again, we have these 3 businesses here: membership, training, consulting. I'm going to dive in now and spend quite a bit of time on the membership benefit. And again, please feel free to ask questions. All right, so how we kind of work at CAI, I'm going to give you just a couple of examples here. There's about 25 examples on our website. I'll show you that later. But here's kind of how we work between our 3 businesses here. Let's talk about something like employee handbook. Everybody needs a handbook, right? As a member, you have access. We have 3 sample handbooks for both small and large companies. We'll review your handbook for free. We have sample policies that you can take, both handbook policies, but also just a little bit more in-depth HR policies. We'll give you unlimited one-on-one guidance on your handbook. And we also do updates as things change. So again, if what you're looking for is a handbook, we can definitely get you what you need as a member. We also do courses on handbooks. If you want to learn more about how to write a handbook, we have courses. And then some companies just say, look, I don't have time to do any of this. Will you please just write the handbook for me? Come in here, spend a few days, and prepare me a handbook. So we can kind of meet you where you are. Take something like performance management. All right, so which everyone's obviously talking about reviews, and do you going away from the annual review, and how do you do that? We have all kinds of tools and templates, and we've coached a lot of members through going away from an annual review to a quarterly type of review scenario. We've got a process to help you through that. You can also get samples and guidance from other members. We have an online discussion forum. A lot of questions and discussions out there about performance management, for example. We have a training program you can download and give yourself to your supervisors on how to do this. And we also have a lot of sample policies and forums. So that as a member, again, we help you get from where you are to where you want to be. We have all kinds of courses for both HR and for supervisors and managers on appraisals. And then we can also, again, some companies just say, I want you to come in and just design the whole system from start to finish, help us design competencies, in some cases help us manage it. So again, we can kind of help you meet you where you are. And then lastly, take something like recruiting. I picked kind of 3 examples: handbooks, performance management, and recruiting. Every company, I think, if you've got more than a couple employees, has to deal with these issues. As a member, we have, again, all kinds of one-on-one guidance, all kinds of webinars and expert guides and tools and templates and interview matrices and applications and all kinds of things. We also have, as a member, you now have access to attorneys who can review any of your agreements. Maybe you have a non-compete or a confidentiality. We can review that for you. And we also have a great online tool that shows all the state employment laws. So again, that's what members get around recruiting. We also do all kinds of trainings on interviewing, on recruiting. We have conferences. Many times there's many sessions at the conference around recruiting or finding talent and whatnot. And then we also have, believe it or not, we have 6 or 8 recruiters here. We do a lot of recruiting for our members around the state and around the country, quite frankly. We can draft agreements from scratch if you'd like us to, look for a small fee. We do, 100,000 background checks a year. So you can see that all kinds of things we do for you in this recruiting space. So if you go to our website, you'll find I'll show you it later when we go out and review the website. There's a nice section on About CAI that gives you, in all these, 15, 20 different areas here, it breaks it down just like I broke it down right here. So you can kind of, maybe one day you're struggling with, change management or EEO. You can quickly see, how can CAI help me on these topics? So, all right, so no questions so far. That's good. If you have questions, again, please feel free to ask me on the chat bar over there. So let's kind of dive into, as a member of CAI, what is included. Basically, we've got our 9-box grid here. This is not succession plans. This is our 9-box membership grid. I'm going to kind of go through these briefly to give you kind of a quick overview of what, as a member, what you have access to. I always get people that tell me every time they go through this, wow, I didn't know that, or I didn't know that. So I'm always like doing this session for people. All right. So when we survey members, and we survey them quite a bit to make sure they're satisfied and getting what they need from us, we ask them, why do you join? Why do you keep renewing? And the number one reason has always been our advice and resolution team. It's called that for a reason, actually. Resolution is really there because it's really our job to help you get from wherever you are to wherever you want to go. And many times there's an HR answer that's right. Many times, based on your situation, sometimes your management doesn't want to hear the HR answer. So we kind of help you think through that and how do we minimize our risk when perhaps we're about to do something that maybe doesn't meet the HR 101 guidelines. So we understand that you guys live in the real world and you don't need a lecture from us. You don't need us, just telling you the correct answer. It's our job to help you get to an answer that you can act on and take a next step. And so we're very serious about that because we know you all work in very different types of companies. Some companies are just very HR friendly. Some companies are not, and everything in between. So we meet you where you are. You've really got, when you join as a member, you have unlimited support to us. And literally, we're literally available 24/7. One of us each week we take a turn, and we're available nights and weekends. We'd like you to reserve those for emergencies, but sometimes you just got to talk to somebody, and we're here to help you. You can call us, you can email us, you can come see us, you can live chat us if you'd like to. We get about 10 live chats a day from our website, so we're happy to meet you in whatever format works for you. This team also does what we call virtual HR coaching. What that is really, it's very good for perhaps someone that's new to HR, or the classic case for this is I'm an accounting person in a smaller company, and I just got told that I now own HR. I don't know where to start. So we have a process we can work you through with a quick assessment, and then we can kind of coach you through your first several weeks of, okay, where do I start? I don't even know what to do first. And so we do that via once a week or once a month, depending on what your schedule's like. We have all kinds of resources here we can help you with. Maybe you're trying to find information, you just can't find it. We can find it for you. Give us a call. That's what you're paying for. We always kind of say you call us before you call an attorney. I'm always surprised when I talk to members sometimes that haven't called advice and resolution team. I ask them why not. Well, we call our attorney. And I ask them, what do you call your attorney about? Oh, I call them about things like safety, workers' comp, leaves, FMLA, wage and hour. I'm like, well, gosh, we get 8,000 calls a year on those exact same topics. So again, we are not here to replace attorneys. Oh my gosh, no, we're not. But we can many times help you get to where you want to be as a member, and you can save money that way. Now, people call us about really three very different types of areas. One, about half our calls are about compliance of these types of things here. Our number one call reason, I wonder if you can guess what it is. If we had time, I'd do a quick poll here. But our number one call reason, wage and hour. And it always has been. We get all kinds of calls about overtime and exempt, non-exempt, and independent contractors and interns. We got to pay interns and volunteers and all kinds of things, and travel time and all that kind of stuff. So we get a lot of calls. Number two reason, believe it or not, is FMLA. So we get a lot of calls about medical leaves and what to do and return to work, and oh my gosh, they want to fire this person who's on leave. What do I do? And so we get a lot of calls about that. We also get calls about, I'll just kind of call engagement. So things like comp questions and pay practices and, policy issues. We get, gosh, probably if half our calls are compliance, the next 40% are probably kind of employee relations. The various things. This person's not showing up for work, not getting along, we're getting ready to fire somebody for X, Y, Z. So a lot of questions on terminations and whatnot. And then the last category would be what I would kind of call strategy. So we have people on staff now that can help you with Maybe you're going through your first merger and you want to talk through what that looks like. Maybe you got to go through a big layoff, and again, you want to talk through what the steps of that are. Maybe you're struggling with finding people or retaining people or whatnot. We can help you with those types of issues as well. And then lastly, again, as I said, I think earlier today, as a member of CAI, anyone that you'd like can have access to us and our experts. Again, usually it's the entire HR team. We have CEOs and owners that call us, CFOs that call us, plant managers, general managers, et cetera. So there's no limit to that. Obviously, when you call, it's completely confidential. And again, we're here 24/7. So that's kind of, oh, by the way, these pictures here are the actual real team. This is Tom Sheehan, Renee Watkins, Andre Brazil King, and Emily Hinesley. So these are not paid actors. I know they're very handsome and a very good-looking group there, but they are the real deal. You see, this is who you're talking to when you call in here, and they are dedicated to helping you make that next step. Okay, number 2, what we call our prepaid legal services plan. I know many of you, when you hear those words, you're thinking about a service you give your employees. That is not what this is. This is a PPLSP. This is a PPLSP for you as an employer. Many of you may know that CAI has actually filed suit against the state of North Carolina for the right to practice law. We are in the middle of that. So in the interim, we formed this prepaid legal plan that still gives you as a member access to lawyers. You see these two people up here, Mimi Sewell and Jimmy Sweet. These are the lawyers in our plan. They both worked for Mimi's law firm, which is called the Sewell Law Firm, which is a separate firm. They're in our office here in Raleigh, and they are here to provide you employment law advice. And you can see the types of things there, high-risk compliance matters, all kinds of DES, DOL guidance. When you find yourself in a very gray area, very kind of gray or higher level exemption questions. They also help, maybe you got an EEOC charge. I never forget, we had a situation where a member was here for a meeting and got a call that ASHA was on site, which had never happened there before. And so on her way home, she picks up the phone and she spent the next 45 minutes on the phone with this attorney, helping her kind of think through what to do and how to handle that. So again, great service for you. They also review documents like non-compete and confidentiality, separation release, et cetera, any kind of employment related. So don't send them you're trying to sign a new lease agreement or something like that. They only deal with employment types of documents. Okay, I've got a kudo that the advisors here are awesome. So thank you for that. So there you go. Right, and I'm going to make sure that was not from one of the advisors. That was from one of our participants. So again, thank you for that feedback. Yes, we like to hear that. Okay, so again, the attorneys also review. See, I'm being very prompt on your questions, so I meant that. If you have a question, please ask me. They'll review documents, again, employment-related documents. Sometimes people will send them like leases and things like that. We don't get involved in those types of things. They'll also, if you want, if someone, like maybe your CEO wants a legal sign-off on your handbook, they can do that as well for members. And they have all kinds of samples that they've drafted on our website. Now, they also do things. As a member, basically, just like with our advice team, you're getting access to them, right? So kind of virtual access is what you're getting to them. If, on the other hand, you want them to actually, I want you to start from scratch and prepare us, an independent contractor agreement or a non-compete. They do, or I want you to quote unquote represent us in an EEOC charge. They can do that for a greatly reduced fee. I think it's $195 an hour. So again, that's also an option. But the primary reason they're here is to serve our members in this. Again, there's no cost for these 3 boxes you see here. It's part of your membership dues. So we encourage you to use that. And if you're confused who to call first, it doesn't matter. You can call the attorney first. You can call our HR advisors first. If you're kind of confused, we'll make sure if you call the advisors first and it's their opinion that you need a lawyer, they will quickly just transfer you over to an attorney. So it's very seamless for our members. Okay, number 3. Okay, so, we've been around for 54 years. And, for a long time, I'm not going to say the workplace was simpler because it's never been simple, but, we kind of had a great handle on the types of calls we were getting, compliance. We've kind of seen pretty much all the various types of employee relations issues. But over the last, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 years, the tone and the nature of questions started to change. And we started getting a lot more questions about what are other companies doing about fill in the blank. I'm sure you've been there. And so it's hard to answer those sometimes, to be quite honest with you. So we started what we used to call My CAI, which is our member community, which is basically, I do believe strongly that the answer to any issue, any problem, any opportunity that you face, it's somewhere. The answer to that somewhere within our 1,250 members or 7,000 to 8,000 HR and business professionals. They've got the answer. Someone's got the answer. So part of our job, beyond just answering your questions and helping you resolve things, is giving you access to all those thousands of people who might have the answer. And so I'm going to go out and go to the website now and kind of preview what you've got access on the website. But the idea here is to help you connect with members, to help you ask and answer questions, particularly if you're looking at vendors or you want samples or whatnot. Again, it gives you immediate access to trusted local practices, a lot of discussions about vendors. You can also search our directory and find someone specifically that you want to talk with. It's also a job board out there. So let me kind of shift gears now and take you to our community. Let's see here. I'm going to go out here and go. Our website is at capital.org. When you first go here, you're not logged in, but basically everything we have is on this website. All the membership resources that you can register for training out here. You can learn about consulting. It's all out here on one site. I'm going to log you. You log in quickly up here. We do have a webinar that just goes through how to access our website, so I'm not going to go through that today. But if you'd like more information, just let me know. I'll get you hooked up with that. We have a weekly or bi-weekly webinar. We go through kind of how to log in. There's also a nice need help thing here that kind of walks you through how to log in. So again, I'm not going to do that today because we don't have time, but we've got several ways for you to learn. Also right here, this live chat's a great way to talk to someone immediately if you're having issues logging in or if you have a question. So I'm just going to log in quickly. I'm going to be Bob Barker today, so we're not going to play the game of Price is Right, I promise you, but for some reason, we created a login for Bob Barker when we first built this website. Okay, so when you come to the website, when you go to the membership section here, you'll basically see these 9 grids I'm going through right now, right? The same 9 grids, even looks the same. So I'm going to go into our community first. This is what I was just talking to you about, where you can come out here and you can ask questions. And here's a question on maternity leave, for example, where this person wanted to know 3 or 4 things. Is there a policy for maternity? How you handle pay, et cetera. So again, she got 6 answers here with samples. If she wants to, she can respond. If she wanted to message Rosemary, she can messenger right there. Just kind of hover over her name. If you had a follow-up question just for her, you can also ask your own question. So right here, ask a question. It's very simple. You just press that, and then this dialog comes up, and you just ask the question. If you want to add more, if you want to attach something, you can. Then just hit ask, and your question goes out there. So definitely advise you to do that. You can also search the member directory. So maybe you want to find somebody specifically. You can do that. Maybe you want to find someone with a certain kind of job title or somebody in a certain industry. You can search by, maybe you want to find somebody who works at, I don't know, let's say AccuFab. You can do it by company. Maybe you want to find somebody in a certain industry. You can do that. And again, you can then ask them questions, message with them. So again, we advise you to keep that in mind. Again, we're trying to help you connect with other members who probably could have the answer to whatever your question is. You also find out here all of our HR tools and resources. So we write a lot here. We spend a lot of time developing tools and resources for you. You'll notice when you come to this page here, you'll see our handbook guide you can download. You'll see our compliance desk manager. You can view the current manual. You'll also see this very neat state law tool here. This is through CCH. Let's say I care about payroll. Now I've got an issue with payroll. I click over here. Maybe my issue is deductions from wages. I then press up here, select the state. Maybe I care about Montana, Nevada, and Puerto Rico. I hit results, and here are my results that I can learn about and read about for the various states I care about. So again, great tool. You can also download this into something. It also highlights if something's been new. So again, definitely would advise if you've got multi-states, this is a neat tool for you to access on both employment, payroll, and also benefits laws. Now, we got a lot. We launched this new website last year, and we got a lot of questions about if you've been here for a while, where does Learn and Go? We used to have a section called Learn and Go on our old site. Learn and Go is right here. What we did was, on the new site, we put all of our tools together in one location. They used to be spread out all over the old site, on what we used to call My CAI. We now have all of our tools right here together in one location. So maybe you care about compliance. Maybe you do care about wage and hour. You'll notice that for each topic, you've got overviews, expert guides, tools, webinars, samples. So if I go to overview and I just want to learn just briefly the overview of wage and hour, I can click here and up pops the overview, or right there I can learn about that. I can also download it if I want to. I can also go to our various guides we have. So we have all kinds of insights around, maybe I care about travel time. I can read a Q&A right there on travel time. We have various tools, job descriptions, status change, etc. We have webinars around this. You see various webinars. We also have here something you can do yourself, that you can download the PowerPoint and train your supervisors yourself. So again, there's all kinds of resources. You'll find these 5 subsections on all of these areas here: FMLA, EEO, etc. And then last, you can also find, that's kind of compliance. You can also then find information on like engaging talent. So things like attracting, hiring, onboarding. Again, the same kind of flow here. All kinds of tools you'll find on attracting, expert guides, webinars. If we have data on that, you'll find data on that for the various, basically employee life cycle steps here. And again, this is all CAI content that we wrote ourselves. We also have enabling the organization, so various competencies, change, better workplace. Again, the same kind of flow here. And then lastly, elevating HR. Again, the same kind of flow here, where you find guides, you find tools that help you lead and elevate HR. So definitely advise you. It's kind of the one place to come. A lot of people just come here. Again, that was membership, HR tools and resources. You can favorite this page, and all of our tools, all of our resources are right here for you to use. Then next, I want to go through survey data. We also do, CAI does 6 to 8 big surveys a year on things like wages, policy benefits, HR costs, etc. And many of that data is actually out here online. As a member, you see Bob Barker up here. You can quickly see what you've done here, your surveys. You can download them instantly if you like to. But you can also see our member surveys. So again, same kind of flow as you saw back on the last screen. You kind of click through it. So maybe I care about accounting, and I care about accountant level 1. I can click that, and right here you'll see right there data from our survey: base pay, data, the salary ranges, trends over the last 5 years, and then any bonus that was paid last year. So again, it's a quick place for you to come to get a snapshot, much like you might find online. Get a quick snapshot about over 350 different positions. You can see basically the functions here, from HR to IT to retail to safety, etc. So again, great data for you. You can also find data on policy benefits. Maybe you care about time off. And again, you can see this is our data that we conduct. We have a personal staff whose full-time job is surveys. Maybe you care about good old FMLA here. you can learn how companies are handling FMLA out there in our membership. Maybe you care about, parental leave. Again, you can learn about what companies are doing with parental leave, how much they're offering, things like that. So again, definitely encourage you, if you have a question, if you're trying to figure out, this is a good place to start if you need some data. Data is important. So again, this is kind of the survey area as a member. What else? You can also, as I said, you can post jobs out here. This is free. You can submit one by pressing submit right there. You can see some recent jobs, a production painter. So all kinds of levels. The idea here is this is seen by several thousand HR professionals who may know people that would be good. This is not going, the world can see this. This is open, the public can see this. But I think the bigger benefit is it's kind of a community for you to share with your HR professionals who may know someone. Like, here's one, Chief HR Officer, that someone may know someone that's a good fit for that. Also out here, you can do, again, our member events. So we do 1 to 2 webinars a month that you can view it live, or you can also come here and you can register here, for example. You can register for this one coming up in a few weeks, the intersection of FMLA, ADA, and workers' comp, the good old Bermuda Triangle there. You can register. You can also, if you scroll down here, you can watch pre-recorded webinars. So maybe I want to watch this one on workers' comp, the refresher. I can watch it right there. You can also get credit if you're an HRCI or SHRM credit for watching these recorded webinars. So we have a lot of members that use this as a great way to get their credits each year. So we're adding about, 12 to 15 or so webinars a year. So that's a good amount. There's about 30 of them out here, 30 to 40 now. Plus we add about 10 to 15 every year. So again, it gives you good information there. Definitely encourage you to enjoy these free member events. Again, here's one for opioids coming up. Here's one for the ADA. We've also got a harassment one coming up. So again, good video, a good webinar for you to watch there. Also, as a member, as a member of CAI, we have an alliance with HRCI, where as a member of CAI, this is anybody on your staff who either has the PHR or the SPHR, gets up to 12 credit hours per cycle. The cycles are 3 years. I guess it's 3 hours a year or 4 hours a year for just being a member of CAI. That's a pretty good deal. So 9 of those hours are under the membership category. 3 of those hours can be business credits. So if you're a SPHR and you're always trying to get those business credits, you'll get 3 hours or 3 credit hours, again, for just being a member. So that's a pretty good deal. And that's anybody on your staff who is a member. I need to turn my Outlook off here. I'm sorry about that. Let's close that. All right. Again, you can learn about how to claim your credits here. We also have a discount on exams for being a member, and there's also a person that can help you directly. If you have any issue with HRCI, any at all, you can connect directly with a dedicated resource at HRCI that just works for groups like CAI. So she'll know who you're coming from, and she'll give you immediate access and hopefully immediate help. And then lastly, as a member, we have what we call advocacy. Any kind of bill in this state, legislative bill, that deals with the workplace somehow, paid leave, unemployment, workers' comp, etc., you can bet that we are involved in it somehow. Perfect example, over the last month or two, we've been involved working with the DES, which is the Division of Employment Security, used to be called Employment Security Commission. They're the ones that handle unemployment and other things. There was a movement afoot that amongst a couple of groups to raise the unemployment benefit rate. So we got involved to counter that. And then we also got involved there looking at other changes. So they asked us for our opinion. So we get involved on helping them. They're looking at, for example, taking the number of weekly contacts an unemployed person must make from 5 down to 3. So they want our opinion on that. They're also looking at reducing from 25 employees down to 10 the types of employers. If you've got the proposal was if you've got 10 employees or more, you have to file your quarterly taxes electronically. So again, they asked for our opinion. So we would issue our opinion. And now I'm sending out an email this week. If you're interested in helping us, the head of ESC wants to do a phone call with members, because we've gotten a lot of feedback from our members on the difficulties they have with the ES. I keep saying ESC, with the DES website. So if you'd like to be a part of that phone call and give them feedback on the website, whether it be the job section or the claim section, we'd love to have you help us. Just send me a chat or an email, and I'll get you on that call. Don't worry, you'll be anonymous. We're not going to, your name will not be shared. But that's just an example of how we're involved all the time behind the scenes. We're known as kind of the go-to group when something affects an HR-related type of thing in the state. And it's an important role we play, because there aren't really any HR professionals in the General Assembly. They don't really understand the issues that we care about, and so we're there to make sure they understand. We have a full-time lobbyist who that your dues help us to pay for, that is down there, again, keeping her ear to the ground and making sure that because these things can come out of nowhere, and no one knows about them. So she's making sure that we're there and we're able to get involved and comment and testify sometimes, and actually help draft. We help draft sometimes and amend legislation and proposals and whatnot. So I'd love you to get involved. If you want to get involved, just come here and send us an email, and we'll get you involved. There's our lobbyist right there, Connie Wilson. So again, all right. So that's kind of. I think I might be through. Let me just go back here and kind of take a look here. I've kind of gone through the various tools out there. Okay, I didn't go through this. Also, as a member, we have what we call an organizational assessment. We actually have two assessments. We have a very quick compliance assessment that you can take yourself, and it gives you immediate feedback. We also have what we call an organizational assessment, which is designed to help you measure alignment between, say, your executive team, your HR team, and your key directors and managers around things like HR, leadership, communication, employee development, compliance, total rewards, culture. So again, this is administered online. We take it, one of our strategic experts here takes it, and he reviews it, and then has a meeting follow-up with you to give you kind of what the results show. Are you and then when you're not, if you're not in alignment, let's say, for example, you guys aren't in alignment around employee development, he'll can coach you virtually to help you kind of get through that and decide what your action plan should be to help all that. And again, that's all free to a member. Again, as long as it's virtual, and at the point you want us to come on site and actually do things for you, like I said earlier, that's kind of the advise, teach, do. That's when we help you, and we'll come on site for a fee. So, but again, definitely encourage you to take advantage of this assessment. We've gotten great reviews from this. It's really helped companies who want to get a quick snapshot on how are they in alignment or not. That's a great. If you want to do this, just give us a call. We'll get you set up for that. It's very, very quick and painless. We went through surveys and data. We went through our job board. We went through HRCI credits. Again, definitely encourage you. If you heard nothing else today, make sure when you apply for your recertification that you get your 12 hours of credit each year. We went through our basically events. We do, again, a lot of events. Again, all our own. I need to change that. It's on our website for later viewing credits. We used to call it My CAI. It's just now the website. So I need to change that. And we just went through advocacy. So that kind of gives you, I think, kind of back to the 9-box grid. It kind of gives you, hopefully, a quick snapshot as to the various benefits, whether it be our advice and resolution team, whether it be an attorney, the benefit, the community, where you can ask questions and you can actually view the directory, all the tools we have, the data that's out here for you to look at. You can even post your jobs. Again, HRCI partnership. We talked about advocacy and then also events. So hopefully today you learned at least one new thing about CAI, about the membership. I also mentioned earlier, we have this cool thing under About. If you come to About CAI, you can learn a bunch of things about us here. One thing is that place I mentioned where if you want a quick snapshot as to how CAI can help you with the various types of HR issues, you can press right here. Maybe you're concerned about immigration. You can click that, and you quickly see how the various areas of our business can help you with immigration or discipline, for example, or I don't know, payroll benefits. So again, you can learn quickly how we can be a resource for you in these various areas. You can also, if you having a hard day and want to just come stare at a member wall, you can come stare at the wall and find your company if you want to. If you have one of those kind of days, you just want to kind of numb out for a while, feel free to come here and try to find your company as well. Most of our members are here. I can't say every one of them's here, but most of them are here. So again, that might be you may be having one of those days where you just want to come and do this all day. Okay. And you can also kind of learn about kind of our members and the various industries we service and things like that. Okay. So I want to spend just a little bit. I forgot to mention. We also would love for you. We've been growing a lot over the last 4 years or so. We'd love for you to refer your friends and colleagues to us. And if you do, each one that joins, you save 25% on your dues. Either your dues for the next year, or you can also use that money to pay for training or other services. So again, definitely encourage you if you've got friends, particularly if you're one of these people that your friends keep calling you for HR advice, and you're like, look, will you quit calling me? Here's a nice way to encourage them to join CAI and call us instead of bugging you about it. So anyway, all right. I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the other two pieces of our business, training and consulting. So we have our training department, division, whatever you want to call it, where we do hundreds of courses. We have two awesome facilities, one here in Raleigh that has 3 classrooms, one in Greensboro that has 2 classrooms. They also have smaller breakout rooms if you need that. But we do public courses on team leads, supervisors, managers, executives. We just do a lot of neat things here. We also do HR courses and professional development courses here. And so again, definitely encourage you or your various employees around your company to take advantage of those courses. We also have hundreds of e-courses. So I'm going to go to the website again and kind of show you on the website. It's under this thing called training. So you can go up here, or if you're on the home page, you can click here. It doesn't matter either way. Or if you're down here, you can also click down here. It really doesn't matter how you want to get to it. But let's kind of go to our training area. And you can go here to do many things. You can learn about our courses. You can register. So you'll find, like, if you want to go find courses, you can quickly find, maybe you want to search in FMLA. We'll stay on that for a while. You can search by location or you want to, what kind of delivery methods you want. You can search by credit hours, date ranges. When you hit find courses, up pops that course list, again, FMLA, and you can take, maybe you want to register for this e-learning course. You press there, and then you can learn more about that e-learning, and then you can register right here. So it's very simple, very painless, very quick to get to that training course. We also have HR conferences here. We do 4 conferences a year. We just got through with our big HR conference, which was a resounding success here in Raleigh. We've now got upcoming our 2-day employment law update, which is in May here in Raleigh. Again, you can register very easily for that. If you want to learn more about it, just click on that, and you can learn more about the breakout sessions. Here's the agenda. Who's sponsoring? We really don't have sponsors for this conference. It's done by Ogletree Deakins Law Firm. We've been working with them, for 30 plus years, and they do a great job at this conference. So again, definitely encourage you to take advantage of that conference. You can also, our other 3 conferences, we have a triad law update here in November. We also do a comp benefits conference in September here in Raleigh, a day and a half conference. Again, that conference has grown a lot over the years. Great way. You do not have to be a comp specialist. This is good for anybody that has responsibility for comp and or benefits. Again, a lot of good speakers. Our goal with these conferences is to bring national speakers here to Raleigh and or Greensboro, so you can save money if having to go out of state. You can come right here and learn from the experts around the country. We also do, like I said, supervisor courses, HR. We have this cool model that we developed, probably 8-9 years ago, called the Management Advantage, which is kind of our overview, kind of the core of our training. So you can kind of click on it and see the various certificate series, from Stepping Up, which is people that that are not in supervision now, but who are either high potentials or are tapped to at some point make that leap. There's a course for team leaders, supervisors, managers. Here's some manager skill building here, and also leadership certificate practices. So again, it's a great overview of our basic kind of our management advantage. It's not the complete list of courses, but it kind of gives you a quick snapshot of what we do. Again, HR courses, development courses. We also do private group things. So pretty much any course we teach can be taken to your facility and taught at your facility, whether it be here or anywhere around the country. We've also done some virtual courses for one member. Happy to do that. We can customize things to meet your needs, maybe bring in your examples. So again, happy to talk to you about how we can do a course just for you. We have our newest offering is called Live Online. This is a virtual, real-time, interactive, instructor-led course. So we're basically taking our courses that we teach. We've now got some of them in a format that maybe you can't afford to have a supervisor leave for 8 hours or for 2 8-hour days. They can now take, for example, generational, or like our problem solving, or here's our fundamentals of supervision course. It's now a live online delivered course they can take in smaller chunks. But this is not e-learning. It's not you're not watching a video for 4 hours. This is a live, interactive. Everybody's on the session at once. You're hearing from instructors. You're joining in groups and doing group work. So it's pretty cool. We have a software platform we use to run this. So definitely encourage you, if you're in that situation where you just can't afford to have supervisors or managers be off for an 8-hour day or 2 8-hour days, but you need them to have the training. Again, we can do this. Now, we also can do something just for your company. These courses down here are public courses, so we can also take one of these and do this just for your company. And then lastly, we also have, several hundred e-learning courses out here. We have a partnership with Skillsoft, which is one of the leaders in e-learning. They've got a new platform now, which is really a lot of new content. Again, you can find the courses here, and definitely encourage you to do that. A lot of people use this to get their HR credits when they're getting close to the wire on their time limit. So again, a lot of training courses. We also do coaching. We have about 10 to 12 professional coaches that can work one-on-one with your executives and directors and whatnot. So again, definitely encourage you, if you have any kind of a learning and development need, definitely encourage you to reach out to our learning development group, and they're happy to work with you. Again, there are fees for this. Many of these services are discounted for members. So again, definitely encourage you to use those services. And lastly, our consulting, we call it consulting, but it's a lot more than consulting. This is our HR consulting. Here's kind of their grid. We do a lot. So if you click there, for example, you can kind of get a sense for the types of things we do, whether it's compensation consulting, engagement, performance, leadership development, coaching. We do a lot of OD type of work for companies. We help you there. This gives you a snapshot of our team, where we have a very large team. These are CAI employees in the field every day doing coaching for members out there. So definitely encourage you, if you have an HR issue you need help with, you don't have time to do it, definitely encourage you to give us a shout. We also do a lot of recruiting, believe it or not. Again, we have 8, 9 people that recruit for our members. So again, it's a very attractive model. We've got a lot of raving fans here, where you can go and hire an engineer or hire a director or a manager and save a lot of money that you would pay normally. So definitely encourage you to check that out. Again, they also do background checks. Gosh, we do 100,000 background checks a year. Actually, I'm sorry, 120,000 background checks a year. So again, definitely I encourage you to work with that team to do your background checks and all kinds of different types of checks, both here and around the world. We do affirmative action plans if you're a government contractor. So definitely encourage you to take advantage of that. We do assessments. We have a tool here we call the Profile XT. There's like 9 different assessments you can go and look at here. You can view reports if you'd like to. But again, various types of assessments, 360s, DISC, customer service. So again, definitely encourage you, if you got a need for assessments, take a look at this. And then lastly, we also do employee opinion surveys, again, to help you kind of get a feel for where your employees are, and if there are issues out there you need to deal with. Definitely encourage you to talk to us about how we can kind of help you do a survey. So that kind of gives you, I guess, lastly, so again, you've kind of gotten a quick 50-minute, if that's quick, I guess, overview of CAI, the membership group, the training group, the consulting group. Again, kind of loosely we call it advise, teach, do. You can also find our blog out here on the website. So we do a weekly blog, 6 articles a week. You can find those. I did not show, I guess I'll be remiss if I didn't point out, I've shown you a lot on this website. We tried to simplify it, but we just do a lot of things here. The best way to find things on our site is right here in this search box. Our search feature, let's just do FMLA. We'll stay on that thing today. When you hit search, it searches the entire website. So it goes out and it finds the various resources here. It finds the various blog articles here. It finds the courses here. It finds the discussions on FMLA. So again, if we have a service, it finds that. So again, if you're kind of confused and, oh my gosh, there's so many sections here, the best way to find something on our site is just to go and do a search. This is a very powerful search. It then breaks it by these 5 categories here to make it easier on you. When you're in, let's say you search for the course, you could also do, I just want Raleigh courses. You can do that. It'll just show you Raleigh, for example. So again, a lot of things you can do there to make it easier on you if you don't want to go and hunt and peck through the various sections here. So with that, I believe I am through, and it's always what the good mark they say, being either on time or early. So we're early. I'm looking here at questions. I don't see any questions. So I'll give you another minute or so. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Like I said earlier, this session is being recorded and will be online later today for you to review. Again, the slides from this presentation are down here on your GoToMeeting command bar under a handout. You'll see it there. You can download that now if you'd like to. The handouts will also be on the same place we post the slides today. Still not seeing any questions, so I'm going to take that everyone is done and got what they wanted. Again, I hope that you learned at least one new thing today. If you have any questions, please reach out to me if you'd like to. If you're not a member, want to join, give Joe a call. Here's his information right here. He'll be happy to help you, get you on your way there and get you signed up. With that, I'm going to sign out. Have a great rest of the day. Please think of us if we can help you in the kind of HR compliance people space. We're here to help you and look forward to talking to you down the line. So have a great day and take care.